Well, looks like we're back with slugterra and its update. Here's on April, but hey, I am back today with another video, and yes, I am, like I said, doing an update on the slugterra mod. And this update I'm actually super hyped about because not only did it add a butt ton of stuff, like so much stuff that I can't show everything, mainly because most of it's tedious and bleh, but also because this released on my birthday. One of the coolest mods, my now favorite in 120 mods, updated on my birthday. That is nuts. I didn't even tell them that it was my birthday, by the way. They just did that. So, yes, it's coincidence. Still cool. Also, if I realized this because I'm peaking a bit, even though I'm at 50 like I usually am. I don't know if my room's still echoey. I probably should have mentioned this in the first actual recording I did. Did I upload an actual recording yet? Hang on. No. Everything I have uploaded so far is a pre-recording. So, yeah, this is my first actual recording that's going to be going up on the channel since me coming back. So, hey, that's cool. Now, unsure about the audio. Things are going to be weird because of this new house and it being so empty that I have echo. But enough of that, let's get on to the mod review. First off, things have changed. As you can see, a lot of environmental changes. That, believe it or not, is the wilderness, I think. Yep, this is the wilderness. Grandmaster Caverns have changed a bit. This is, like, all the biomes have changed quite a bit. There are a lot new biomes, caverns rather. Not all of these are going to be replacing the old ones. It seems like some of them are replaced with these new ones, because I haven't been able to find the igneous caverns anymore. Yeah, and it seems like the igneous caverns no longer exists, so that was replaced with one of the new ones. I'll show all of those off in a second, because that's just look around tediousness. The chair, same crafting recipe as normal slugterra. If I go into here, go to the chair. Yeah, exact same crafting recipe as before, but it got a completely brand new model, and I'm gonna be honest, I kind of like it. Looks really cool. As for a bunch of the other stuff that is completely brand new, we got some new mobs, wearables, new blasters. I should have put a question mark on this because I'm not sure if one of these are new. The mob drops from those guys and others. A new mechanic involving dead slugs, which I forgot to grab the water for. Foods for us, and foods for slugs. I got these two chests for a different purpose. And we got this little computer here, which I'll show in a second. So, first off, let's show off the new mobs. We got a razor fin, a shield, and I want to show the ocean ones first. Mutated shark and a driftling. I think driftling's a fish. Let me also just get rid of that so you don't... Yeah, driftling's a fish. So with the showing off of the fish, let me go to one of the new biomes so I can show them off properly. The Imperial Waters. This is the Imperial Waters biome. You'll know it's the Imperial Waters without using a mini-map if the ceiling is blue like that. At least that's what I've noticed whenever I found the Imperial biomes. So, there you go. Now, in the Imperial Waters biomes, you'll find stuff like the coral straws, a bunch of coral, from normal vanilla, and a bunch of other aquatic items that I did not bother grabbing because, they're just around the world. Who cares? But we got the driftling. Let me turn Jade on real quick so I can show you guys. They have 4 health. We got the Shield, which, good amount of health. That's probably a dangerous thing. And the Razorfish. Just a normal fish. Oh. Okay, that's neat. I guess there is a plant life down here that will grab you, so be wary of the graspy seaweed. And the final fish that can be found in this biome, I'm pretty sure just this biome, it might be other waters, because there are other biomes with some waters. The mutated shark. A lot of health. It's basically a boss. Kind of missing a tail. I don't know if that's intended. Like, it's been a while since I saw the show, but it looks inverted, so that might not be intended. That might be an animation error. But if I read up on the shark, other species, a mutated shark. Oh, this is part of the undertow. I was wrong. It has 20 health, part of another biome, the undertow. That makes sense. And aggressive, attacks players unprovoked. And it drops, its meat. Multi-eyed predators found in the slugterra's ocean biomes. They are commonly encountered during boat trips in the Undertow Cavern. Despite their varying colors, all variants are equally dangerous and will attack without provocation. Travelers should remain vigilant when navigating these waters. So yes, there are different aspects of them. This one, I'm guessing, is a part of the actual show, seeing as he has scars. And they're creepy little fellas. I like them, though. But yeah, that's all the fish that I have to worry about showing you guys. I mean worry because it's annoying dealing with fish when you don't have water. Next up is a new mob, the Earth Ogre. It's basically the same as the Snow Ogre, except, the Earth element. Probably should have grabbed a sword for when I was done reviewing you guys. Hey, get over here. And these are the things it drops. I'll show you guys the actual drops shortly. Let's just grab the rest of these. We got a mosey, which sounds like it should be a fish. It might be a fish. Nope, it's a mosquito. Yep, so now we got mosquitoes. Watch out for that. This I'm going to go over here for because this is, well, I'm probably going to save that one for last. Alright, these two, save them for last. Next up, we have the cavern crawler. Nope, that's not the... Okay, I guess they just got new models, because I remember cavern crawlers existing. I don't know why I grabbed the spawning. This one is the most terrifying that I've seen from teasers. Here's the Wraith. Yeah. Quite strong. Has 200 health. And yeah, this is good luck with this. Let me read up on the Wraith for you guys. 100 health. No, it's 100 hearts. Can be found in one of the new biomes. Extremely aggressive, drains hunger on hit, and flies incredibly fast. And those are its drops. This is what made them scary when I looked it up. Wraith, also known as the Eel, is one of the most feared creatures in all of Slugterra. Few who encounter one survive to tell the tale. Wraiths move at terrifying speeds, gliding slightly through the caverns before striking. When they attack, they drain the victim's hunger, sapping their strength and making the escape nearly impossible. There are 3 known genetic mutations of the Wraith. And thankfully, from what I've seen from pictures, they have a much scarier mechanic that was not added into this. They can go invisible. Next up is the Guardian Gargoyle. Now, these guys are going to be showing up in a specific structure. There are 2 spawners that spawn roughly 2 to 3 of them. And they are the guardians of a bank. Well, the structure, the bank. Here they are. Not much health, but it's still terrifying because they got quite a bit of armor and they're, flying around. So, good luck with these guys. They're not supposed to drop anything. That just dropped because I'm using a mod pack that I'm going to be using for a series I'm going to be starting soon. So don't worry about what I'm getting and all that. Next is a really huge mob. This is why I'm showing these 2 off last, because they're huge. The Turtleton. 150 health, not as much health as the other guy. However, he does have a significant amount more of armor. And if I read up on this guy, the Turtletons, 75 hearts. Yeah, they estimate it by hearts, not health. They can be found in these biomes. Aggressive, attacks nearby players, go figure, and he drops his meat. Turtletons are massive, turtle-like creatures feared throughout Slugterra. Despite their seemingly slow movements, their enormous size allows them to move surprisingly fast. Their thick shells and tough scales make them extremely difficult to damage, giving them incredible durability in combat. Different color variants exist, but all are ruthless predators attacking any player who comes near. And I believe this is a lighter one? Kind of. I don't think there actually are multiple colors of these guys. I haven't seen one. And the other one that I feared almost as much as the Wraith. And this one is going to be very important if you want a specific item. I'll show you in a second. The Dino Beast. The animations are just sick. Like, this thing is terrifying because 200 health once again, humongous, and, basically Slugterra's version of a T-Rex. Looking at the Dino Beast, they have 100 hearts. Again, they spawn in the Timeless Caverns, which makes sense if you understand what the Timeless Caverns are. And Dino Beasts are gigantic carnivorous dinosaur creatures found deep within Slugterra. They possess immense strength and surprising speed, causing the earth to tremble with every step. Most slingers wisely keep their distance, as these beasts are extremely difficult to defeat. Only the most seasoned and fearless slingers dare to enrage such a powerful and ferocious creature in battle. And yeah, he's insane. Now, where do you find some of these caverns? I'll show you in a minute. However, a new mechanic has been added into Slugterra. Not only is there now day and night cycles, but there's also layers. This is the bottom layer. If I go up, we are soon going to enter... game. Are you kidding me, game? Okay, layers can only happen at a certain point, it seems, but trust me, there are different layers to Slugterra. I guess my spawn just doesn't have any. I meant to go to creative. I always do that for some reason. Yeah, if we go to caverns and go to here, they can be found on the top and bottom layers. The arid caverns, also top and bottom. I'm trying to find one that, yep, top and middle. So there is 3 different layers you can go to, which technically count as their own, quote, dimensions. Not really. But that's all the new mobs. Kind of their whereabouts. Now we have the wearables. We have something that has been asked for so long. And that is the bandolier. It's belts. It's basically belts. We got 2 variants. We have the 3... capsule 1 and the 6 capsule 1, and they actually work. Personally, I prefer the look of the 3-1 on my skin. Yes, the 6 is more efficient, but the 3 looks better. I'll show you guys the reasoning behind why my slug looks like that in a second. And to show off the bangles properly, here are the blasters. The new ones, at least. Obviously, they all, once again, do the same thing. They have all their own animations, but here they are. We got the Octoblast V10. The, however you say this. The Golden Experience V2. The Imperial Silencer MK5. The Spicy Frog. The Blast Saber MK1, the Draco Lightning Storm, the Flash Stinger, and these 2, I'm not sure if they're new. That's why they're down here. The Flash Stinger TX8 and Scrap Shot MK9. I'm just gonna grab the Imperial. So, how the bangles work is there's a button. You can open the menu, put your slug in, and they will be in there. And from there, you can scroll through all your slugs, and there is also a button to fast load them into the bangle, which I don't remember if I have that button set. Yep, I do. So you can fast place all slugs in there. I believe it will take up the same logic as the old method of loading your blaster, but when you have this thing, you can now just load your slug into the blaster and take them out, and it will go, I believe, into the first available slot. It will not go back into the capsule you originally had it in, but you can now cycle through all your slugs through the capsules. And if I demonstrate, it again does work with this. You can have a max of 6. And don't worry about losing out on your chest plate. They give 6 armor bars. In order to craft this, you need 3 dried kelp and 3 capsules. And in order to craft the large one, you need 3 kelp and 6 capsules. So, super easy recipe. Just go to a place as kelp, get yourself your empty capsules, and you can make yourself a large. They do the exact same thing, except just amount you can hold, but style preference is up to you on what you'd prefer. Because, yes, this is efficient and it has the most I can have. However, it just doesn't look very great. Also, third-person animations now work. They used to not. So, yeah, I'm going to be sticking with this and wearing that throughout the rest of the review. Next, we have the mob drops from all the mobs I just showed you guys. We have the Razor Fin, which can be used to make arrows, a Dino Beast Eye, which does nothing, a Dino Beast Femur, which can be turned into 10 vanilla bones, and the Dino Beast Tooth. Now, this is annoying and important, because the Dino Beast Tooth, what this one is it allows you to make not just 8 bone meal, but that's how you get the Draco Lightning Storm. You need it, a Slug Energy Core, 2 capsules, 3 iron ingots, black dye, and literally a dragon head. So you have to go to the end if you want this blaster. Next we got Earth Ogre Fur Pelt, which can be turned into 8 leather, an Ogre Tooth, which can drop from either ogres to make 8 bone meal, and the Ice Ogre Pelt, which can also make 8 leather. I have a feeling these are going to be getting different purposes in the future, probably same with the eye and the femur. And the Wraith. He drops a Wraith Eye, which does nothing, and the Wraith Blood Vial, which also does nothing. I tried looking in the book. There's only a Spike Trap. I looked at effects. That's basically the same. And yeah, it's just, yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, there's also new commands. If you get Patchouli, it's Patchouli. If you get the Patchouli mod, then you'll have this book. That's been a thing for a bit now. And this will allow you to see all the commands that you can have. And here we have another thing. I don't need this anymore. We have a new mechanic of dead slugs. They come in all the elements and this unknown one. They're the soul amulets, which this one in particular I hate the most, because just like, it looks like you deep fried and skinned alive your slug. Ugh. There's the earth, air, water, energy, and fire slugs. If I unload my boy, or girl, rather, because genders are now a thing. Slugs have genders. And water is the thing I forgot to get. Light water. Where do you get light water? I don't fully know. However, that is another mechanic I'll get to in a second. Yep, and I just killed my crystallid, so now he becomes the, she becomes the Earth Soul Amulet, and they would be, it would say the name you gave them and their species of slug, and it would still have the rest of their stats that they need. So if you take your dead slug and toss it into here, you can revive them. Completely brand new. Back to how they're supposed to. So don't worry if your slugs die. If you can get your hands on some light water, you'll be able to revive them just fine. Unless you're like me and you prefer to have the game rule where they can't die at all. Which, / game rule. No killing slugs. Yeah, I like to turn that on. Tame slugs cannot die now. Like, yes, that command makes the water pointless. However, when you are often in the situation of your slug is suffocating in a wall, yeah, it's kind of bull regardless. Now, as for why my little slug got hungry there, it's because there's slug foods and our foods. I'll get to theirs in a second. We have a bunch of our foods that we've had for ages, like the pizza and the loaf. However, the reason why they're in this chest is because they have gotten nerfed. The ricochet pizza is still the same. It gives you 4 slices for 3 hunger and 3 saturation, which, not bad. The barley leaf, 1-1, and the barley loaf, 3 hunger and 3.5 saturation. Again, not bad. We got the hearty snacks. Blech. The toasted sunny dry shroom, which obviously you take a sunny grilled. You know what I'm trying to say, and you can get that. We have different stews, which can be made with different ingredients. In this case, you could just take a small glow shroom and a small blue glow shroom and make the stew. Or if you wanted to, you can add a bright glow shroom. What's the difference? Couldn't tell ya. We got mixed berries, which it's a bunch of mixed berries. What do you expect? And the spicy stew, which does not have a crafting recipe. I'm assuming you have to find this. We got a bunch of mocktails. Yes, mocktails, not cocktails. Which require a pod, the coral straws that I showed you, a capit wall shroom, and sugar. For this one, for the cobalt, you need the cobalt pod. I think that's, yeah, and blue fairy cap. For exotic, you need a bunch of stuff, such as the purple bloom pod, and they aren't bad hunger or saturation. And here's this crafting recipe for the purple mocktail. Then we got a pitcher bar, which filled pitcher and sugar gets you the pitcher bar. I don't know where to find most of this, but hey. Then we got the shark and the razor fin. If you kill them, you can cook and eat them. There's the shark fillet, the cooked shark fillet, and if you want to get extra fancy, the crumbed shark fillet, which is 3 cooked shark fillets and the barley loaf to get 3 of these bad boys, which is a lot of saturation, so it's very much worth it if you get it. Then we got cavern bat meat, cooked and uncooked. The driftlings, cooked and uncooked. Shields, cooked and uncooked. And if you manage to get it, the turtle ton meat, cooked and uncooked. With the cooked being insanely good once again, because it's hard to kill this freak. And now on to the biggest mechanic. First off, the computer. What it does is if you place a slug inside here, it will give you all the details about that slug. It's at 10 out of 10 health. It's got all these stars. Slugs currently cannot reach its maximum amount of stars because that's not implemented yet. But different titles on your slug will give them different star levels, and different combat and trust levels will allow them to also gain more stars that way. So, yeah, gender is just gender. So, as you can see, we have the honored level 1 combat, level 1 trust crystallid here. And if I do /set trust level 5, you can see it actually worked. And if I put them in, yeah, okay, so I guess trust does not affect the stars. I'm kind of just stupid there. So she needs a fruitful slug glass, which there's all these. These are how you tame them still. There's the empty, baked, fruity, protein, sweet, and veggie. All slugs have their preferences now, so you can't use just a basic bowl. If I look at the crystallid, you could see that her preference for taming are proteins. So she would be tamed with the protein slug bowls, which are crafted with all these items you see here. Obviously, meats. Baked being baked goods, in this case being pies, bread, potatoes, pizza, and vanilla cakes. The crafting recipes are limited, yes, however, they are still in effect. Fruity, obviously, a bunch of fruits, mostly the mushroom flowers, or the neonia. Protein, I just showed you. Sweet, in order to make that, the jelly bears actually have a use now. Yay. And there's also the jelly core, which, if it circles back to the jelly core real quick. Boop. You can't see the recipe for them. So I don't know how you obtain them, but they can be obtained. And finally, the veggie, which obviously, if you look here, it shows you all the slugterra items that you can use, and then when it comes to vanilla items, it's literally every other single food source in the game. So, yeah. But when it comes to the my slug is hungry, they require either a glass, they'll eat anything. It could be from one of these containers. It could be straight up. It could be a modded food. It could be a vanilla food. I think it's limited to slugterra modded and obviously vanilla. And a friend I have had an unlucky scenario, be wary of this, where a crystallid, or someone, I don't know, they didn't tell me the slug, I'm just saying crystallid because it's in my inventory right now, required 5 times in a row an enchanted golden apple. So be wary of that. Make sure you're stocked up on plenty of food. Your slugs will thank you. And right now you require a fruity slug glass, which there's pots, glass, kettle, and the gourd. So let's give you a fruity glass. This is the animation now for when you are also taming a slug. They will not auto-tame, they will just eat, and then it will obviously do the taming thing when the taming process has completed. Takes a bit for them to eat, but the eating process is also slightly bugged at the moment, so I might have experienced that bug right here. Nope, there it is. And by feeding them what they want, they gain trust XP. And if they have enough trust XP... what's my button? They can ride on your shoulder. Give me a second while I look at what my keybind was. Found it. Sorry about that. So now my chrysalids on my shoulder. In order to get them off your shoulder, however, you just sneak and jump. So don't worry about jumping, making them come off of your shoulder. Don't worry about sneaking, making them come off your shoulder. They will not come off your shoulder unless you want them to with a sneak jump. And they still have little animations. She is breathing. And I also have a maxed out Infernus right here, who has a very special trait to her. She has the Ascendant. Here is the max stat you can have on a slug. These last 6 stars cannot be obtained yet. And the Ascendant is a special one, not only because of what it does, because each of these traits actually do something. They are personalities to be a sort. Each one of them does different things. The Ascendant, a divine rarity, radiant and enduring. Its body carries greater vitality than others, boasting immense resilience. So yeah, it's pretty powerful. And not only is it special for that reason, but it's also somewhere on here. It's not super obvious what each of the achievements look like. A lot of achievements for, the slug, for the biomes and the slugs, obviously. Where's this achievement? There is an achievement for getting the Ascendant title. So, if you want to, if you tame a slug and you get that achievement, then you have officially obtained an ascended slug. Now, the final thing, real quick, before we get over to the biomes, is now levels. Trust levels are a simple thing, allowing you to... I forgot to show you the point of this Infernus. You can have 2 slugs on your shoulders at a time. It has to be 2. You can't have more because it's on your shoulders. So, Hey, cute and fun. Trust level will be lost, by the way, if you leave them in your capsules for basically forever, and it will be less likely that they will trust you anymore, and it would be harder for them to care about you. Now, as for combat levels, if I shoot my crystallid, as you can see, she just did her normal thing. Because she is a level 1, she is no longer able to dig. However, if we look at the Shane journal and go to the crystallid once again, combat levels can do different things for your slugs. The reason why I'm not going to be showing all of them is because there are way too many slugs, and it goes from level 1, 5, 10, 15, and 20. So at combat level 5, crystallids, in this case, now have their dig ability back. And that right there, seeing she's stuck in there, is why I don't like having them be able to die turned on. At level 10, it goes much farther. And it will now start dropping some materials. I forgot to level them up. Gonna take this off for a second so I don't have to do that again. Level 15. You will now start getting ores when you do this ability. And if I remember right, level 15 can now mine obsidian and similar tough blocks with high resource drop rates on successful tunnels. So, yeah. Yep, I already loaded in, sorry. So as you can see, the tunnel went insanely deep now. And the ability to break obsidian is really good. So if you want to fast mine your obsidian, crystallid is your slug. And at level 20, the ultimate level, ultimate form, 100% drop rate of all mined blocks, extended tunneling in the direction of the move set, and maximum damage scaling. So if I dig down, forgot that's where the water was, and blast, you will be able to see that the tunnel was able to go much further this time. So, crystallids are going to be your best friend for mining, especially when they reach level 20. And as you saw from me blasting the slug, that's how you level them up. You blast them at things, and the more damage that is dealt to that thing, the more XP you will get. And obviously, they still have their right-click abilities, so don't worry if you don't want to fire your crystalids for any of that purpose. They can still mine things in the ground for you when right-clicked. All slugs have different things about them. They will work different ways. And as for all these slugs, they're just all basically the same with different titles. The calm, the adventurous, the bold, the caring, the anxious, the ambitious, the brave, and the champion. Which, hey, these are just titles. They do, again, affect how the slug will behave and all that, but it doesn't matter too much with some of them, but others it does. And from here, I'm now going to show you guys all the biomes, and there is 2 structures we need to go to. First, I don't know how you say this, Spire, I don't know. Pretty blue biome, looks nice. The Heartbreak Caverns. If you're heartbroken and it's on Valentine's Day, then this is your biome to go to. This mod review is nearly an hour long because I'm mainly an idiot. The Industrial Caverns. Pretty damp and dreary. These Scorched Sparks, which, yeah, pretty neat, pretty nifty. Obviously, each of these biomes will spawn different slugs. I'm not going to go into full detail on which biomes spawn which slugs, because then this video would be 2 hours. The Intamani biome, I don't know how to say most of these if you couldn't tell. This is where I thought the Dino Beast would spawn, honestly, because it looks Jurassic-y, in my opinion. And there's a little cave opening right there. I believe that will allow you to reach different layers. Next, we got the Chillabar. Some of these new biomes replace the old biomes, but this one does not replace any of the new ones. I believe the, where is it? Yeah, the Snow Dance Cavern is still a thing, so don't worry if you missed that. I believe it's under a new name. I could be wrong. I never pay attention. Then we got the High-Rise Cavern. Pretty simple to spot, not too hard. I already showed you in the Imperial. I'll show you guys the magma chambers in a second, because that accidentally got something I needed to show you. We got the Power Cavern. Obviously, this one would spawn the Power-type slugs. Once again, blue ceiling over there to tell you that this is the Power Cavern, if you don't have a minimap. The Rocklock Cavern, which is basically a form of Arid Cavern. And this biome, just to point out and be funny, is a death sentence to my mother and sisters, because lavender Koba shrooms, yeah, they're allergic to lavender. So, they shouldn't go there. The Timeless Caverns, which has the trash piles everywhere. I don't know the point of them. I think it's just fun decoration. So, yeah, trash pile. We got the Tall Plains, which oftentimes are super small when I try to find them. They have the night shrooms, and they can oftentimes be mistaken for now being in the the spectro caverns, because they have technically somewhat the same lighting. See, I accidentally entered the spectro cavern and didn't even realize it. So yeah, it's likely that you'll find a tall plains if you find a spectro, because, yeah. And finally, the undertow. The undertow is basically a beach-type biome, so, if you see that type of ceiling and fog, and you're in a little water beach area, then you know you're in the undertow and not the imperial waters. And now for the most interesting things for the rest of the review. We got 2 new structures. The power portal, which is a way back home up to the surface. It replaces the old way that you would go back up. And in the magma chambers, we have, first off, this replaces the igneous caverns, and a lot larger. We have the structure, the bank, that I told you about. If you want some geoshard crystals, tiles, here you go. There's a bunch of free colors for you here. And here is this area. Now, normally there would be 2 spawners here and here, or here and here. I believe it is random which of the 4 they spawn in, and I believe it can only spawn, well, it can only have 2 spawners at a time, because I've looked for a few and there's only 2 at a time. And this place is very special in terms of it has secretly in these areas one of these, a sealed forged vault. Now, in order to get the vault open, you need to, and this is my recommendation for this one, cover up all the lava in the area, well, water in the area, and take a forge smelter. I'll take this base one. And to note, it has to be a specific requirement, because if I tried shooting this thing open right now, it does nothing. However, in order to actually open it, you need to give a forge smelter 10 coal. So if you feed a forge smelter 10 coal and then fire it at one of these vaults, it will open the vault entirely, clearing all the debris that was covering it and allowing you your delicious rewards, which consists of all this. In this case, I got 10 refined diamonds, 4 energite, 10 capsules, 6 ender pearls, 8 gold, 4 emerald, iron, netherite scrap, which is shocking, a free slug energy core, which, hey, that's going to help you with making more of these, especially since you find energite in here. So if you need energy cores, there's your best way of getting them. Well, obviously, that's if you want to make more blasters. You're still going to need to do your first one yourself, so you can, do all that. And more examples of different loots. Well, first off, actually, there are 4 more up here, so these ones are going to be a bit more tedious to try and get, but it's the exact same method of opening as you did the first time. Each loot table is completely different. Here is another one I looted to show you guys. This is the layout this time. This is the layout for this one. This is the layout for this one. You can get it straight up enchantment books if you wanted to. And the loot will definitely vary. Don't worry about how weird the enchantment books are. That is, once again, another mod. And, wow, score. 2 slug energy cores in this one. But yeah. Also, that's a weird bug that happens sometimes. Opening one of these, for some reason, opens all of them in the area. But yeah. Find one of these, take out the gargoyle spawners, and reap your rewards. And finally, we have the power portal. This power portal, it is relatively easy to get into here. You need a fandango, blast it at that middle block right there, and it will open. However, as you can tell by the fact that I just tried, it needs to be a certain level. From what I've been testing, the minimum level is level 10 in order to open the portal. I'm gonna quickly grab it. No idea where that came from. And it has a fun little effect when you do it. I think I was too far away to show all the effects, so let me try that again. Okay, maybe to do the fun effect, it needs to be level 20. Which shouldn't matter, but hey. It might also not be triggering because of these. I don't know. I've noticed debris on this stuff making the portal kind of weird when doing the special effect. Yeah, it's just not doing the effect this time. There's supposed to be some swirls and stars around this little bit when you open the portal. It's not gonna have a bunch of portal right here. I wish it did. That'd be cool. But, yeah. And if you go into here, you would have officially made it back to the surface with another portal right here. I believe these blocks are breakable. I'm unsure. But you can hop right back in if you wanted to, so don't worry about needing another chair. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for this mod review. Yes, it is quite long. Yes, I have ranted and stupiditied over a lot of things. That is my fault. I will always blame myself for that, because it's just something that I do for some reason. But this update is really huge. There's so much more added that I can't go over because, again, this video would be so much longer if I did. Because there's so many slugs, so many different things that they can do at certain levels. Go check it out yourselves. This mod is fantastic. Don't forget to get the patchouli mod so you can have the guide journal. And if you join the Discord, don't, please. I'm saying this for your guys' sakes. They are getting sick and tired of people asking about information that is in the patchouli journal. So install the mod patchouli, get this book, and use it for everything. Trust me, Anyways, I'm going to be ending this video here now. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll see you all next time, and goodbye.